Welcome everyone to the first part of our Christmas special, and here we're going to start by making a buttery pie crust bowl. We could use this bowl for really whatever we want. Here we're going to see I'm adding in some sugar and some salt, and I'm using the smallest bowl possible to mix it all together in. And then I'm going to add chilled cubes of butter. Now the reason you want it as chilled as possible because you don't want the butter to melt. You want it to stay as hard as possible. And here I am using my food processor to make it go quicker and process it up. You might have seen me in previous videos using my hands to mash it up, which you will also see me do it here just to make sure that the pieces remain as small as possible. Now here you are seeing me add in chilled water, bourbon, and apple cider. And you just want to add enough liquid just to get the dough to form together. As you can see, it still looks really dry, but need not worry, the longer it sits, the more the flour will actually hydrate. Now here I am cutting into fours, stacking it on top of each other, and then giving a really good and strong press down. Now what this does is it's actually going to create layers within the dough, almost like making a puff pastry. Not because you want it to puff up, but you want it to be as flaky as possible. And of course I'm adding in the traditional smiley face. You could skip that step, but I highly recommend that you don't, just because, let's be honest, a happy dough makes a tasty dough. And here I am flouring everything up. You don't want this to stick. I'm just taking it out of the freezer now. Of course, like I said, you want everything to remain as chilled as possible. So after rolling it out to about 1/4 of an inch thick, I'm going to place it back in the freezer to keep it as cold as possible. Now here I am buttering the inside of the muffin tins that I'm going to use as the molds. You want to make sure they're definitely well buttered, so that way there's no sticking. And here I am cutting out the different shapes, so that way it fits in. And don't be afraid to stitch in some other pieces. It's not going to look perfect, but then again, I don't really go for design over functionality. And here I am adding in rice to weigh down the pie forms. This, of course, is to prevent shrinkage. And here I am removing the weights. Now people generally use pie weights for this. I'm just using rice and parchment paper. Now here I am brushing the inside with an egg wash. This will really get them nice and brown. And here I am pulling them out and letting them cool. You want them to cool completely. And that's the first part of our Christmas series. There's a whole nother 2 videos coming up. Please watch them. And maybe even send me some pictures and some recipes to add to these pie bowls. I mean, they're amazing and they taste great. See you in the next video.